Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of those fancy financial reports, and today we're diving into International Bankshares Corporation's latest filing, which looks like it is going to reveal some interesting numbers about their recent performance. Before we jump in, if you are all about cutting through the corporate jargon and getting straight to what matters, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We also have a fantastic Discord community building up with a link in the description below. It is a great place to connect and share insights. Alright, so we're looking at a report filed by International Bankshares Corporation, or IBC as we'll call them. This filing is a Form 8K, which is like a heads up for investors about significant events happening at the company. The big news here is about their financial results for the 3 and 9 months that ended on the 30th of September. 2025, think of this as a quick check in on how they're doing financially beyond their regular big reports. What really drives this report is a news release they put out on the 6th of November 2025. This release is all about their net income, which is the profit they made after all expenses. So this filing is basically telling us, hey, we released our earnings and here is the gist of it, and the full details of that release are attached. The core of this filing is under the Results of Operations and Financial Condition section. It tells us that on the 6th of November, International Bankshares Corporation put out a press release announcing their net income for the periods ending in September 2025. This means we're getting a snapshot of their profitability from that latest quarter and the year-to-date performance. Companies put out these releases to keep everyone in the loop, especially when it comes to profits. Now, IBC is a publicly traded company, meaning their stock is bought and sold on an exchange. Their common stock trades on the Nasdaq stock market under the ticker symbol IBOC. This is important because when we talk about financial results, it directly impacts how the market views their stock. Investors are always watching these numbers to decide if they want to buy, sell, or hold their shares. While the report does include some basic company information like their phone number, we're going to skip over those details to focus on what really matters for investors. The financial story, it is tempting to get bogged down in the formalities, but the real juice is in the numbers they're reporting. So the main event here is that news release from the 6th of November detailing their net income. Net income is what is left over after a company pays all its bills, its taxes, and its operating costs. It's the bottom line, the profit. For the 3 months and the 9 months ending the 30th of September 2025, this release revealed their profitability. We don't have the exact numbers from the news release directly in this part of the 8K, but the filing tells us that the detailed news release is attached as Exhibit 99. We need to imagine we're looking at that news release now to understand what this filing is really about. Let's pretend we're looking at that Exhibit 99 news release. Typically, these press releases will highlight key financial figures, comparisons to previous periods, and sometimes management's commentary on the results. For instance, they'll likely state the net income for the quarter and compare it to the same quarter last year. Did profits go up, down, or stay about the same? That's the crucial question. If net income increased, it suggests the company is making more money, which is generally a good sign for shareholders. A decrease could point to challenges like rising costs, lower sales, or increased competition. The filing states the release is attached. So we're essentially relying on that attached document to give us the actual profit numbers. It is also worth noting that modern filings often include an interactive data file. This is usually in a format called XBRL, which makes financial data machine readable. It allows analysts and investors to easily pull and analyze the numbers. While it might seem technical, it is actually designed to make understanding company financials easier and more transparent, especially when you want to compare IBC against its peers or its own historical performance. Now, this next bit is a bit of legalese, but it is important. When companies file information under Item 2.02, which is about financial results, they often add a disclaimer. This disclaimer says that the information furnished, including the news release, isn't considered officially filed for certain legal purposes. This means they can share information about their financials in a press release. And it doesn't trigger the same strict legal liabilities as if they had formally filed it as part of a more detailed report. Think of it as a way for them to communicate quickly without immediately exposing themselves to every possible legal challenge related to that specific piece of data. It is essentially saying, here is the info, but let's be clear about how this is being presented legally. They are also stating that this information is meant to be included for regulation fair disclosure, which is a rule designed to ensure all investors receive important company information at the same time. Looking at International Bankshares Corporation's latest filing, the main story is about their recent financial performance, specifically their net income. While we don't have the exact profit figures directly laid out in this 8K summary, the document points us to a news release dated the 6th of November 2025 for those crucial details. This is typical for companies that want to quickly inform the market about significant earnings updates. The company's stock trades under IBOC on the Nasdaq, so these earnings reports are directly relevant to investors tracking that ticker. The filing also includes a standard disclaimer about how this information is being furnished, which is common practice to manage legal exposure. Ultimately, the takeaway hinges on the content of that attached news release. A strong net income would suggest a healthy business, while a weaker performance would signal potential headwinds. Investors would be looking to see if the company beat expectations, how its profits compare to last year, and what management's outlook is for the future based on those third quarter results. So, your homework, if you are interested in IBC, is to find that news release from the 6th of November 2025. That is where the real gold is, the specific numbers that tell the story of their profitability. Alright, that is our look at the International Bankshares Corporation's 8K filing. What is your take on these earnings reports and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this breakdown was valuable, hitting that like button truly helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out our Discord in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.